Hey, what's going down? It's your boy Joe Thunder, chilling, you know what I'm saying, at the Benefit for my man Preach, over here with Cineca, Obwa, and a gang of other motherfuckers. The man's gonna give you a little history lesson real quick, tell you what's cracking, man. What's going on, G?
Alright, so check it out. I was a big football player, and when I got to high school, I lived in Thornton. Man, this was my home. I even got a song. It's called Thornton. So it's on the mixtapes with DJ Berserk. The thing is that I used to stay down here, and I used to travel back to California because my family wanted to rehabilitate me from the lifestyle, away from the gangs and away from all the bullshit that was out here and all the drug dealing. Like, a lot of people didn't see that because they thought I was a suburb next to Commerce City, and I lived in unincorporated Adams County. And what happened was, like, I went to LA and I was mad influenced off like this big hip hop scene, like this big ass graffiti scene. So I got fed off that shit, and I had always seen it. I had always seen the DSKs, the Sacred, and all them bombs and all that shit back in the days, the CWDs, the IWAs, and all that shit. And I was like, man, I gotta be a part of this movement. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not from Denver. That's why I made the rap track I'm from Thornton. And I lived out here, and I felt ashamed, you know. I was like, man, how can I be a part of this hip-hop shit? And I was like, I'm gonna start my own shit, because there was a crew at Skyview High School called PAK. It was the Porno Art Kings, or it was my boy Fats Rachel, who's a big artist now, and my boy Ryan Streaks, who did the tattoo on the chest. He's doing tats down in Larimer. And the thing was, like, they never wanted to let me in their crew because I was a toy. I was a fucking toy, man. My fucking tags were whack. My bombs were whack. I was just biting shit. I think the first shit I bit out of a magazine was Cope 2 from the Bronx. I bit his shit. I was like, yeah, and I was tracing this shit with trace paper, and I'm in bumping Digital Underground tapes. And the whole thing is that I fucking came out here and I started a crew. One of the first graffiti crews besides PAK and Thornton, because I couldn't get it. I was a toy. It was called HBK. It was called Hate Bitches and Kill, Habitual Bombing Clique, Hell's Bear Claw, HBK, Half-Breed Clique. That's what it is. And that's where we're gonna go with this. And the thing is that when we started that shit, after I came back from LA, I was like, I'm starting my own shit, man, and it's called HBK. And so there's these three kids, man, that are writing my shit at Thornton High School. They're writing my shit at Thornton High School, and I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? And this guy, this little toy, he tells me, hey man, these guys are writing your shit at the high school. And I was like, who the fuck are they? So they're like, they're three white boys, and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm gonna have to go up there. So I went to Albertsons, like, we racked cans full. I racked some fucking Heineken 3-2 from Albertsons. Went up there, I was like 17, fool. I think Honest was there, fucking Rocco from UCK, and Zero, aka motherfucking Yesco, and a dude named Preach. And what happened was, I walked up on him, I was like, hey, I was like, hey, you motherfuckers bombing my shit or what? And they're like, no, and I was like, but that was my name. That's what I started writing. I was like, nah. And we put it down for the graph click, fool. Right on, TKO. And then, so what happened was, we put it down like that, and we kind of met like that. I was gonna bang with them, fool. I was drunk. I was 16, carrying a boombox. I just got caught stealing a fucking toothbrush from Safeways by Thornton High School that day. I was drunk, man. I was actually hanging out with my boy Skull Bludgeon from ATR. He was there, and we're up there sweating them cats. I'm walking around like a fucking weirdo with a boombox in my ear. So I meet this kid named Zero and this kid named Chris. I'm like, you really want to be down with my crew? You want to be down with my crew? And so I'm like, all right. So
let's go.
So I put it down for the crew. And what happened was we put it down, right? And there was this dude, right? And he goes like this. He's like, I take him out bombing and shit. And I'm like, let's go bombing, man. And he's like, nah, man, I can't go bombing, man. It's all about Jesus. I'm like, who the fuck did I just let in my crew? You know what I mean? Like, and then that was the year around, because I was a bomber from 1993. And there was a movie called Menace to Society. And my boy's pops called me out tonight on it. He's like, tell him why you guys really called him Preach, because he was always like, he was raised out of a Christian family. He was always preaching, you know what I'm saying, like always preaching. And it was like that dude from Menace to Society that sat on the beer cooler and wouldn't let his homies drink the beers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't let the homies drink the beers, and he didn't want to see the homies going to jail and shit, even though he had never experienced that hood life, because he was from the suburbs. That was my mans and shit. But they finally met a hood motherfucker, and I'm out here trying to, like, I'm out there doing drugs, you know, banging at 16, drinking 40s, and these fools are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And I'm putting him onto this game and shit, like this fucking, because I was raised like that, you know, and they loved it. They fucking loved it, and they embraced that lifestyle. And you know, I went out there, and the reason there was a few times when Preach would only write P-R-E because, I mean, he was the preacher, fool, of our whole clique, fool. He put it down when, like, you were about to get in some trouble. He was that guy that would fucking jinx you and be like, you're gonna fucking, you need to stop doing what you're doing because you're gonna go to jail or you're gonna get in trouble or blah, blah, blah. But then I turned around and this motherfucker, I was all city at one time, man. I was like, my tags are in Arvada, Thornton, Westminster. Then I turned around and there's this motherfucker, Preach. It's all over, man. He exploded, man. He branched off and I was like, man, I mean, that was my brother, man, and we used to have crew meetings. We did that shit before it was cool, bro, before it was hip-hop, before it was anything. We did it more like a gang. My uncles are banditos, they're bikers. That's how we did it, that style, bro. We organized shit, and Preach took that fucking shit with him, and that's why they call him Preach, bro, because he was the preacher of the clique. He was the guy that would talk you out of doing some shit. You're gonna rob the 7-Eleven? Not a good idea. You're gonna drink this 40? Not a good idea.
I mean, I went to preach in like freshman.
And he would always add
year,
the
man.
Jesus to it, the Jesus touch. So you gotta feel bad, like all of a sudden you think Jesus is watching because Preach, and now Jesus is watching Preach. You know, that's what the kid did, man, for my life and for a lot of people's life. And I mean, there was a moment of separation of degrees and shit because of some bullshit, because of the politics and people running their fucking mouth and the rumors. But I have the blessing to know that I partied with Preach a week and a half ago before this, whatever fucking went down, and it's a tragedy, and we were gonna start building again, and we were popping bottles, man, and that's all I gotta say, you know. And that's my brother, you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Cineca, aka 730, Cara, Not One, Old School TKO, Soltron, Freight Heavy. I mean, that's how it goes. Even on the MC game, homie was down with the MC game, so he used to even freestyle. Even though he never put a mixtape out, or he used to freestyle. He used to freestyle with me all the time, dog. All the time. That's how I say, bam, rest in peace.